It's funny. My husband always underestimated me. My ability to be pushed past a breaking point, glass shifting and cracking under the weight of your expectations. I wasn't a perfect wife. I spoke instead of presenting as a warm shell. Someone to stand in the back of the room and stand silently while your ego made a beast of you. I could only feign embarrassment for the arrogance that poured out of your sour mouth. Couldn't remedy it with the obvious solution. Couldn't even frown without your too tight grip forcing me into the adjoining room. You had me convinced that I was not docile enough. A wild horse who refused to be tamed time and time again. Death suits you. Makes you tolerable. I'm just surprised you didn't see this coming. After weaving your web of lies, you had convinced me that our daughter was meant to be married. I was selfish in wanting to keep her, but I knew that her only chance of survival would be to get far away from you, from your kingdom. I signed her death sentence when I sent her on that ship to you. She meant nothing to you. Just like all of the women in your life, she was simply a pawn to move you forward. A sacrifice to the gods to aid in that ridiculous war. And you thought I would forget about that. How you fed me lie after lie. How you are the reason behind all my rainy day thoughts, ever creeping towards thoughts of lifelessness. Our daughter was my whole world. The only reason I could stand the sight of you and every torturous day in your kingdom. You stole the sun and all of her stars from my grasp, and are somehow still surprised to see me angry. Ugh! Agamemnon! Not even Ares could capture the full breadth of my rage. You stole the only thing I ever loved from me. I was going to get revenge on you. For my daughter, for every cold word you ever spat my way, for your ability to humiliate me with only a glance. You didn't deserve to live. And I was a better leader than you anyway. Although, I suppose nobody cares about an intelligent woman when there's a powerful man in charge. It's just the nature of our world. I almost thought it would be more of a challenge, though you were never very bright. You didn't question the plastered smile that hurt my teeth and tugged at the corners of my mouth. Embraced my stiff arms without a second thought, held my cold hand as I led you into the palace to give the amazing Greek commander a bath after his victory in Troy. Help him wash the stress away, After all, it was my duty as a wife to comfort and celebrate him. I had to play the part perfectly to accomplish the task. He would question me if I was screaming and crying. It was exhausting trying to keep my cool, keeping my fingers light and delicate instead of digging my nails into the skin of his arm. I was tired of being this soft, supple thing that bent to his will like trees whipping in the wind. I locked the door. I helped him into the bath, an ever-constant smile on my face. Though for once, it was genuine. I liked seeing his last moments. The flash of arrogance in his eyes as he nodded appraisingly towards me, seemingly the perfect wife. Finally, after all this time. A single second clung to my chest as I held my breath. No turning back. Justice had to be served, even if it was twisted, like the knife I buried in his chest. For another moment, the sunlight sparkled across the room in a mesmerizing picture, turning the crimson blood that dripped from the bath into a sunset. He was too shocked to scream. Only a gargled gasp retched its way out of his mouth. Ha! A fitting end for a man who talked too much. It was over. Finally, I had escaped the man who made my life a living hell since I was just barely a teenager. He broke me down year after year. There is no excuse for a man who treats his wife like that, like she is nothing but his property. As if my fractured soul didn't break in pieces with every harsh word, with each unwilling touch. But something happened in the meantime. Out of this broken girl whose heart was bleeding and oozing red from the pain, a different woman emerged. A golden phoenix rising out of the ashes, realizing her fate wasn't sealed in granite stone. She could still get out. I clung to her, this woman who breathed fire and was stronger than 1,000 storming armies trampling down green hills. I know I will not live much longer. After all, I just killed their king, and I am a woman. But I don't regret what I did. And I'm happy I got to meet her, just for a moment. This mad woman.